My name is Dalton Rodgers. So I was in the military for 3 years. I tell most people when they ask, I'll say 3 years too long. But so I was in high school. I was committed to play Division I football up at Tech here, actually, because I'm from Knoxville, which is about an hour and a half east of here. But I was committed to play football up at Tennessee Tech, and one day I kind of just felt it. I went up to my dad's room, and I was like, "Hey, I think I'm going to join the Army." I always kind of wanted to be in the. I always kind of wanted to be in the military, but I didn't know anything about it because my dad's side of the family is Canadian, so I didn't come from a super American background or anything like that. And then I'm not super close to my mom, but I'd always kind of wanted to join the military, and I felt like God had really put it on my heart. I was just one day I just got to thinking, I was like, what do I really want to do with my life? Do I really want to go play football in college, or do I want to go do something for my country that I love so much? And I was just I just felt like God telling me okay, you need to go do this. You need to go do this. I didn't know why, because I was like, man, I'm going to play Division I football, what a lot of people dream of, And I was just and then I didn't know anything, so I walked in I told my dad, hey, I'm going to join the Army. And he was like, you're going to play D1 football. I was like, yeah, I know. So, but I went to a recruiter and talked to him. I actually I didn't know anything about anything. I thought the Marines were the cool guys. I was like, oh, they're the cool guys. So I walked into the Army recruiting office, and I was like, hey, is this the Marines? And they were like, they're like, no, this is the Army office, but why you want to be a Marine? Come down here and tell me why you want to be a Marine. And I was just kind of telling what was going on and my situation and stuff like that, and where I was my growing up, my background and things like that, and he talked me into signing an Army contract, which was it was life-changing for sure. But I wouldn't change it for the world, because I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for that.
How has it changed you, perspective-wise,
Well, I tell you, the first thing, it makes you grow up fast. I mean, I turned 18, I moved across the country. Well, first off, I turned 18, was shipped to basic a couple months later, and you got grown men screaming at you. I mean, you got to grow up fast. And then I was stationed in Fort Drum, New York, so I moved across the country away from Knoxville. The first time I'd ever done that. So I moved to Fort Drum. Had to start paying all my bills. Being an actual adult, doing Army things, I had to, the Army obviously teaches you discipline. But I was disciplined fast, grew up fast, and then I was 18, and I just turned 19, and I was shipped off to Afghanistan in October, so I turned 19 in May, and I got the news I was going to Afghanistan in August. I was a year into my contract, not even, maybe. Yeah. A year into my contract. And they were like, yeah, we're shipping you out to Afghanistan. And I was like, okay, well, and that'll make you grow up quick, It's not something that every 19 and 20-year-old sees, stuff over there. There's this one moment that there's one moment when I was over there, when I was in Afghanistan, that I've only told a few people about, but I kind of elaborate on it a little bit, but it makes you grow up fast. When I was on a 50 cal, so we were in Max Pros. I was on a 50 cal, which is a huge automatic machine gun, right? So I was on a 50 cal, opened the turret, and we were on a patrol, and we had watched these dismounts walk 2 miles, or probably farther than that, because it was out in the middle of the desert. But to me, it seemed 2-3 miles that they were walking across the desert towards our trucks, and they got close to us, and they weren't supposed to get that close to us, but we weren't allowed to engage at that time for some reason. And they sent looked like a 12-year-old kid dressed in all black, and everybody knows that if you're dressed in all black, if they're dressed in their black man dress, that probably means they're probably part of the Taliban. But I didn't know what to do. I was shaking in my britches, dude. I mean, but it was just he got probably 50 yards 50 meters within our truck, and I had my barrel pointed down his face, and I was like, dude, this will make you grow up quick. Am I gonna have to am I gonna have to do this? Am I really gonna have to do this? But he was just wanting some food. Yeah, he got on with it. But it was that at that moment I grew up. I was like, damn, this is big stuff. And before that, when we hit a couple IEDs out there, that'll make you really realize what you signed up for. You're like, man, I'm 20 years old out here getting blown up by the Taliban. So it's
you can grow up from there. Yeah.
You grow up from there. Other 20-year-olds are out here and in frats partying, and I'm out here in Afghanistan getting blown up.
Yeah.
So it made you grow up fast, definitely, for sure. That's the one thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What advice do you have to future people like wanting to join the military? Like what branch to choose, stuff like that?
Well, from personal experience, know what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because I went in with a bad attitude because I knew that I was supposed to play football, and I had signed. I thought I made the wrong decision. Obviously now I know I wouldn't be in the position I am now if I didn't make those decisions back when I was 18. But know what you want to do. I mean, I was qualified for all 180 something jobs in the Army, but I wanted to do the fight, and I wanted to do the hard stuff, and I wanted to shoot the guns. I wanted to do all the high speed stuff, and like go in with a plan. Know what you want. If you want to join the military, there's lots of other options other than joining the infantry. Lots of other. I mean, you can go and do nuclear stuff, and then whenever you get out, you can go make $200,000 a year, or like you can go if you want to fly. If you like flying planes, you can go fly planes. And I'm pretty sure from the Navy, obviously the Air Force, but the Navy, the Air Force. I mean, like in the Army, like you can be a warrant officer and fly helicopters and all this. Like there's so many different things and different avenues to take that you really got to take your time. Like I rushed it because I was supposed to report to practice for football in July, and then I shipped off for basic in September. So like I signed my contract in July. A couple months later, I was gone. And it's like I could have took my time, really figured out what I wanted to do, set my life up better. Because I mean, not that I'm telling people not to join the infantry, but it's like the only thing that I'm qualified for is like a cop.
Yeah.
That's the only experience I got. So it's just like there's so many other jobs out there and opportunities and like different things that you can find through the military, or if you've always wanted to join, there's plenty of things. Or if you're on the fence about joining, there's plenty of things to like really experience, like different avenues to really go experience. Like you can go and like shadow somebody, or you can go to a recruiter's office and ask them, and they'll tell you like everything that they'll tell you everything. They're gonna try to convince you to join, but they'll tell you everything that they go through. Like ask questions, be the guy that tries to pry, because like it's not at all what I expected. I mean, you got to go out there and, like I said, grow up quick.
Yep.
I mean, I'm 24 years old now. I feel like I've been an adult for 10 years, really. But I mean, there's 24-year-olds that are just not graduating, and but I mean, it's just like basically the bottom line: know what you want to do before you go in. Like figure it out, ask questions. Like don't just go in there and they're blind. Yeah. Because that's what I did. I was just like, I want to join the infantry, and then I was like, what's the infantry?
Yeah.
What is this? What is Fort Drum, New York? Like where are they shipping me off to? Or like, what is these different jobs that I'm gonna have to do? I mean, like I joined and I thought that I was supposed to be super physically capable, and I show up and there's people like 300 pounds. I mean, like there's people that like can't do one. I went to basic with a guy who couldn't do one push-up when he first showed up, and like I'm over here like I thought I had to be top of the line shape, things like that. But obviously basic, that they'll train you and they'll get you ready. Second piece of advice: everybody wants to do the high speed stuff like I did. Everybody wants to go special forces. Everybody wants to go Marine recon. Everybody wants to do like the Navy SEAL, go to BUDS, like all that stuff. That's what everybody wants to do. Every kid, like they watch all those Army commercials, the military commercials, military movies, Lone Survivor, and they're just like, they got it in their mind. But those contracts are longer, and you gotta, whenever you first join, they don't, in those certain specialties, they don't like it when you don't have a bunch of experience. Like they want guys who are experienced, who have already been in a unit and have taken that supplemental school to go to selection or that point, and then they'll take you. So like I've seen so many people and so many of my friends sign these special forces contracts, Navy SEAL contracts, Marine recon contracts. They're 5 years long, and then they end up in the regular Army or the regular military and hate their life when they could have signed a 3-year, and then they will send you to selection whenever you get your unit. Your normal unit, if you're like, hey, I want to go special forces, or I want to be a Green Beret, I want to be a Ranger, I want to go to RASP, I want to be a Navy SEAL, things like that. They will send you to selection whenever you get your unit, but I wouldn't sign it initially, just to kind of feel out because you hate the military, then you're not in it for 5 years, you're only in it for 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
That's the biggest piece of advice for sure.
Where can people find you, like socials?
Well, so my Instagram handle is drogers013. That's really the only social media I got. Click on my link tree. I got a bunch of stuff going. Down there. You can catch me on the Mayhem Athlete YouTube channel all the time. Me and the team, CrossFit Mayhem Liberty, just qualified for semifinals. So you can catch us May 31st to June 2nd. Hope you come out.
Awesome.